I just want to finish up by thanking yourselves, really, for today, for staying throughout the day, for your time, for your attention, for coming here today. I think you've heard a lot of interesting inputs over the course of the day in terms of the morning panel discussion, the inputs from Sean, from Ellen, and so on, and from Louise, and then into the afternoon to see FRC practice in action. I just want to, I think he's gone now, but thank the Minister for not just coming here today, but he had myself and Louise and Jackie in to meet him recently. So that level of access, I suppose, to the Minister is really helpful. He gave us a lot of assurances in relation to, the principle of addressing the funding of existing FRCs before admitting any new FRCs into the programme. But more importantly, we have a point of engagement now. We have a relationship with his department and with his civil servants. We've also been able then to have meetings with Kate Duggan, who you met this morning, the CEO of TUSLA, with Liz, who you met as well, and we were specifically invited in to give our view on the formation of the Child Poverty and Wellbeing Unit in the department. And as Louise mentioned earlier, even though we're all fairly tired now at this stage, some of us are going across to Buswells, where we've invited every TD and Senator to come and meet us over a 2-hour period to talk about the work of family resource centres. And that all builds in really to our next budget submission, where we'd be hoping that those TDs and Senators, for whether they're from government or whether from their opposition, whether they're from urban Ireland or whether they're from rural Ireland, that they will support our ask, which is specifically about bringing all FRCs up to a minimum level of funding before expanding the programme. And I suppose they'll push hopefully a degree of pressure on that man who's just left us now, but ultimately not just him, also the Minister for Public Expenditure Reform and the Minister for Finance to support Roger O'Gorman in his requests that he puts to the budget. So by the end of the day, we'll have all that done. I know many of you will be going back to family resource centres around the country to do the work that you have to do, and all that, those meetings, those engagements, the sole purpose of all of them is really to support you in the work that you're doing. So all of this is about frontline delivery. It's all about that localism that we talked about, that place, the belonging, the work of family resource centres, the particular unique model that the family resource centre is within the wider community and voluntary sector. We've great respect for our colleagues and the people we collaborate with in the community and voluntary sector, but we don't want to be sort of conflated with the rest of the community and voluntary sector. We're a distinct community development and social inclusion programme that also happens to be a very good way of facilitating the delivery of services to children and families. That's not the same thing as being a child and family service. And I think today was the beginning of a conversation that will help us to articulate that better and to be confident in articulating that in the quarters we need to articulate it in, to make sure that there's no reductive experience in the changes that are happening, where the supports that we offer get boxed into any kind of particular approach or particular agenda specific to child protection or children's welfare. That's integral to our work, but it's not the totality of our work. So that conversation continues, I think. Now, I am actually going to talk for 20 minutes. No, I'm not. I have one final duty today, which I'm really, really happy to do, which is, and she won't want to because she's exhausted, I think, but I want to call Louise Moran back up one more time. Huh? Oh, she took off her heels. Never mind, she can't. She has to go. She's the runners on because she's the run up to Buswells now. No, come up for one sec, Louise. I just really want to thank Louise. As she mentioned earlier, she's finishing up her term as chair. Jackie, who was on the panel earlier, is taking over as chair. Louise will go into her still very important role as outgoing chair, but just to thank her for her time as chair, which happened to coincide with most of my time since I started as CEO, I'd just like to present some flowers to Louise. Let me keep my eye out.
The good eye, is it? The bad eye? Thank you. I will just say thank you. I'm not finishing up as chair, but I will still be there as outgoing chair, and support Jackie and do the work I'm still doing, in fairness, So thank you. I actually rang Fergal during the week and I said, don't even think about it. And he said, we're not even thinking. I said, good, don't even think about it. So, yes, he did get me off the hop. But and look at, very quickly, just thank you to everyone for all the support and being here, because I think it's been a brilliant, brilliant day. Fergal has probably said that already. But even the support I've got as being chair when I was vice chair, and I know that'll continue into my role as outgoing chair for Jackie when she becomes chair, and also our new incoming chair, vice chair, when we have our board meeting on Thursday. So thank you all, and safe home. I'll hand you back to Fergal.
Thanks everyone, you're free to go, safe home. Thanks very much.